I hate to be the one breaking this down to you, but they probably secretly hate you. Hi guys, Assalamu Alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. I hope you all are doing absolutely amazing. Alright, so for this video, I wanted to talk to you guys about again what kind of female friendships you are supposed to be avoiding in your life. Yes, in today's video, I'm gonna tell you what are the signs that your female friends, not every, because female friendships are very important to survive in this world, but some friends that you might be wondering, okay, oh, is it that person that she's going to be hinting, or this person, or the traits that this friend of mine is showing that she's going to be talking about? Maybe that's the friend that I'm referring to. Yeah, because with relationships and friendships where you're not really sure, it's not like you successfully navigate the issues or the conflicts, but you internally always feel unsure of it because you just deep down are always left drained and depleted when you meet them, after you have an interaction with them. Those are the friendships that are not really healthy for you. And I always say that females have a leverage in this department because as a female, Allah has made us more sensitive. Not just it's me, but it's every woman in general. Allah has given this ability to sense people's energies and intentions, and even if someone's looking at us from miles away, we generally tend to sense it. Allah has given us that power. So in this world, you really need to use it to your advantage. Sense when someone has bad intentions, sense when someone is passive aggressive towards you, and literally cut them off whenever and wherever required. This is not just going to be a rant video where I'm talking about what all the things that makes a female friend toxic and why we should be avoiding and how life is unfair and people are all bad, but I'm also going to give you tips on how to build high standards for your friendships and actually manifest beautiful and healthy female friendships on those standards. So firstly, write down what are your standards for friendships, and these are your non-negotiables, like meaning you cannot negotiate on these factors. These are the things that you do want in your perhaps potential spouse, in your female friendships, in your relationships in general. It could be respect, it could be loyalty, it could be weekly communication, and you're not at all wrong, especially with your female friends, to want communication. And if they don't want to give that to you, well and good, you're out of it, you're detached, you're not a close friend anymore. And of course, some of us, sometimes we're not feeling our best, and that's why we're not able to communicate with other people. But it's important that when we can, we make time to communicate with the people we love and care for, because in the end of the day, we're put here to sort of not just give this test, which is life, to our Lord, but also to be good to His creation, to help and benefit the creation whenever required, right? Alright guys, so number one sign of a toxic female friend, and by the way, this is something that is a very natural emotion to people out there, and I'm pretty sure every person at one or the other phase in their life has experienced, is jealousy. Now, the thing with jealousy is that we all experience it, right? We can look at someone and we can think that, oh wow, they have it so good, and they have this beauty, they're so pretty, they're so knowledgeable, everything. But you know what differentiates a toxic person from a healthy person is when a toxic person gets jealous, they basically don't want to go about dealing with it in a right way. In fact, they want to find a target, and especially it's the person that they're jealous with mostly, and they want to project their insecurities onto that target by being subtle and passive aggressive with their taunts, with their comments. It's very subtle, it's shown in subtle mannerisms, in subtle things that they tell you. It's never directly shown to you. But on the other hand, a person who is healthy, who is self-loving, who is loving towards the world in general, who is God-fearing, and also self-reflective, what they tend to do is whenever they look at someone that they sense jealousy, they feel jealous of, they think to themselves, oh, I really like this person. That implies, because there's no way that this person has all this beauty that I'm feeling jealousy towards, or this knowledge that I also want, or this lifestyle that I want, and I don't like them, because the fact that it's in them makes me like them as well, right? So what I do when I tend to feel this emotion of I want this product that this person has, I want this kind of a friendship, I either really pray to Allah that I get that, and I try to manifest it into my life by, of course, making duas for it, asking Allah for it, because that's the one way we can get what we want in life. I try to really just hit a follow button when I see them online, give a compliment here or there, and just make it known that I like them. And I really tell it to myself that I like this person. And now it's not jealousy. Now it's not insecurity. It's not about a rivalry because of my insecurity internally, but it's turned into, okay, I really want to learn from this person, and inshallah I will do that. And or I just, walk up to that person and I compliment them. Second thing I do is probably just write down about it or reflect on what part is it in me that feels insecure, that feels jealous, or that feels that that still is in the scarcity mindset or is in the state of lack, which made them feel this emotion in the very first place. Because if I'm secure in who I am, anybody could come and sit in front of me and I will not feel insecure. When you're secure in yourself, you are magnetic. You see someone that you like, and you might think you want it too, because we don't always have everything, and then you just compliment them for that and you let them know how you're inspired by them, because again, there goes nothing in telling a person that they've inspired you. And then we tend to navigate the feeling from jealousy to then admiration, and it's really, really nice to have people that we admire. In fact, I read in one of the books that attitude is everything, that tell me who you surround yourself with, I'll tell you about yourself. And if we tell ourselves that no, I'm not the average of the 5 people I surround myself with, then surround yourself with those 5 people and tell me you don't become like them within a month, right? There was somebody that I met recently, and that person has horrible and really toxic friends, okay? Those people are very toxic. And that person they have goodness in them. They have a hint of potential goodness in them. They want to be a good human. They're empathetic. But the kind of friends that they surround themselves with, it's just quite literally impossible for that person to ever be good, to ever get rid of a scarcity mindset. Because, people, females or males that are living in scarcity mindset, that are haters, they always bring you down to their level. Well, they always want to make excuses for why they're not growing, and every time you want to grow or get out of your comfort zone, they impose their limited mindset on you by telling you that why would you do this, oh this is so boring, oh I wouldn't do that, oh that is so out of culture, or I'm just resting right now, like I'm not in my phase where I'm hustling, but I'll get there. But I think you should also just chill out. Before you know, you're one of them. That's just inevitable when you are around people that are either haters or low vibrational behaviors they engage in, or low vibrational actions they engage in. You're literally left with no other option but to become one of them, because at that point, with their constant reinforcement of narratives such as, oh this has no point, that has no point, they tell you that everything you're wanting to do and all the growth that you want for yourself has no point. But that's why you need to surround yourself with people who are hell-bent on growing, succeeding, who want to do good for themselves and for you as well, right? These are the people with an abundance mindset. Most of them haven't probably made it, but they at least just are willing to keep growing. And then you learn so much from them in the process because of their mindset. And it's just so beautiful to surround yourself with such people, because they don't do drama, they do business. They don't have time to put anybody down, but they have time to focus on their self-reflection, on their growth, because they want to reach their highest potential. Another thing is, avoid the friends that are passive aggressive to you to a point that they give you affection, and it's almost like the pinch and kiss theory, I call it, my own made theory. So sometimes the stuff that they tell you about you is very derogatory, it's quite mean, it is hurtful, and it is generally very subtle. The way they convey it is very subtle. So the secret inner hater in them comes out once in a while with their passive aggressive comments, where they take a pinch, by saying such hurtful stuff to you. And they have more power on you than apparent haters, because these people make a space in your heart for them, and then that's when they start to bite you like a snake, right? So be really aware of these people. May Allah preserve us from such people. They also give you enough affection and compliments to keep you. And Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, speak good or remain silent. You guys know the importance of this. it really shows us that, in our day-to-day conversations, being mean or bullying someone or being passive aggressive and defining that to be love or humor, it's just not the way to be. It just reflects the inner hatred or the inner animal in us, the shadow part in us. And that shadow part you can channel when you're doing some work in order to create something, right? Like I talk about these kind of people over here, it's kind of healing for me and on my social media, because I'm channeling it on my social media. And when I journal out, when I am doing the self-talk, when I'm probably talking to a counselor or a therapist, but I'm never gonna channel it in front of yet another person, because hurt people, and that is for real. The wizard Liz in one of our videos said that the normal general way of people to talk to each other is just by complimenting each other. And a lot of the times you might be called fake for being nice to people, but I think what is really physically exhausting is being a toxic individual who is just hating, who is passive aggressive. How much hate does it take, and bitterness and ugliness does it take for a person internally, for themselves and for the world, for them to go around by being passive aggressive, by being a bully, by being a hater to their own people, and by always talking down and bad upon other people? Like, that is absolutely horrendous, right? And we cannot justify that. And that's why I think it's normal to expect from people that they're nice to you, that they compliment you, that they express their affection towards you, because that's how people should talk to each other on a day-to-day basis. But amidst the influence of this dark humor and all of it, we've forgotten that kindness, niceness, making people feel valued, loved, and understood, and a light-hearted humor is beautiful in itself. And yes, so the people then give you the latter instead of the former, which is the passive-aggressive taunts, which is bringing themselves up and putting you down always, to a point that they are complimenting you. I'm not lying, they are. But they're also doing it in a way that always makes you feel bad about yourself. So then you meet these people and everything is apparently on the face going well, and it's all good and fun and games until you're done meeting them and you're left puzzled and thinking to yourself, why am I so drained right now? And as much as, yes, we might have triggers and things to deal with in ourselves as well, there's no way that you meet someone and constantly you feel bad about yourself. Because I kid you not, guys, making someone feel good about themselves isn't so difficult. And I know that in relationships where you're really close to someone, conflicts arise, disagreements arise, because the love is also deep and passionate. But making them feel good about who they really are isn't so difficult. It only takes an insecure person to make a person feel drained, depleted, and bad about themselves. The next sign of a toxic friend who is a secret hater is a person who very, very much isolates you from the world. And that is fine, because I also am a sucker for one-on-one, individual, deep conversations, connections with people one-on-one, right? But at what cost? At what price? But is the cost of it and is the price my mental peace? Then no. If it is my peace, then I wouldn't like to be isolated from the world. And I really despise such people who see that we're in a community full of supportive people, and yet they want to isolate me from the world, and yet they want to keep me away from the world, because they are the ones who solely want to access my energy, who want to benefit from my energy. And again, while we're together, they're not even kind. They're mean. They're always venting, and that's all right, but they're also not nice to me. So then what's the point if you're not nice to me, of this whole isolating ourselves from the world? I know it sounds very beautiful and people romanticize about, isolating, either if it is couples or two friends, us against the world all the way, and it's, ride or die with you, and till death do us apart, all of it. But if it comes at the cost of your peace, that you isolating each other from the world and you guys are still not happy with each other, it makes no sense. Because the only reason why you should isolate yourselves from the world is when both of you together are compatible to a point and fill the void in each other's lives with peace and love. to a point that the world cannot do that for you. Other than that, it's rubbish. It's honestly, it has no point when others are trying to be passive aggressive with you, when others are trying to isolate you and just always wanting to keep you, because they're not more than a toxic person who just wants to find a victim to dump out their inner frustration. There's one thing about using people for their fame and money, and another whole thing and a whole ball game altogether is using somebody for their energy, for just because they are a nice loving person. And that's what I also call energy vampires. So energy vampires really seek out empaths, and that's because these empaths fuel either the superiority or the inferiority complex in them that cannot be filled out by the people that are actually aware. But empaths or people pleasers in general tend to give it to them very easily. It's very natural for them to sort of validate other people even though they do not deserve it. And beware of such people. And yes, on that note, Jazakallah khair for watching my video. If you like this video, do hit the like button, share it, and subscribe to my channel for more such videos in the future, inshallah. Until then, take care of yourselves, keep me in your duas, and I will keep you guys in mind. Allah Hafiz.